Hi, beautiful people. It's Wonderful Wednesday. I'm April Roll, your ER doctor online, and today's video is a second deep clean. Yes, for my Gardyn hydroponic system, I have done my second deep clean. It is recommended every 6 months you should deep clean your unit just so that everything continues to run smoothly. And as you know, if you saw my video from last week, I came upon my 1 year anniversary this June 10th, 2022. I've had my Gardyn Home 1.0 for exactly, well, now it's a little over 1 year, but I did my second deep clean, y'all. Like, I'm not gonna lie, I still have not done a deep clean for my second Gardyn 1.0, which I'm calling it no name now because I call my first Gardyn 1.0 the tree, right? So you know that if you've been watching my videos. So the tree has made it to 2 deep cleans just as recommended by Gardyn themselves. They put in the care instructions or whatever. Every 6 months you want to do this, right? Not everybody does it. They do some modifications. Some people do like a monthly small clean to avoid the deep clean. I ain't got time for that. So I said, I'm gonna do 6 months and 1 year. And in a couple of months, you will see, because in my Gardyn number 2, no name, I completely just missed the 6 month clean. So I'm gonna have a video when I do that deep clean. What happens if you don't clean your garden for an entire year? That one is still growing me food and it is still functioning beautifully. It's still functioning beautifully. So as far as utility goes, it still works even if you don't clean it at the 6 month mark. But you came here to see the deep clean, how it's done. And even after I show you how I did the deep clean this time, I'm gonna give you a few tips right after I show you everything I did to clean my unit, okay? So stay tuned for that right after this. So here you're going to see me taking apart the Gardyn columns and showing you the buildup that has happened between months 6 and 12. And basically, I'm putting all the columns into this big 45-gallon tub that I bought from Walmart. Again, you see all of the algae buildup. You see some of the roots buildup. Here, I'm pouring all the white vinegar into the tub. Gardyn recommends you do a 50-50 solution of vinegar and water. So here I am, I've taken the tub outside and I'm filling the rest of the mixture basically because the vinegar is already in there. And now I'm filling the tub with water and I'm shaking it around just kind of to mix everything. Make sure all of the columns and all of the Y pods get fully submerged and it looks good. So here it is a couple days later. I was supposed to do it the next day, but the tools weren't charged. So it was late and I was like, whatever, I'm gonna do this another day. So these had actually soaked for like 5 or so days, I think. And so here I'm going in here with my little Dremel Versa for it. And you see that one was dirty. I'm going through here to clean the Y pods with the Dremel Versa because that brush is small. Now I'm going in and cleaning the columns with the Ryobi, my little cute Ryobi drill. They have cleaning attachments and this little brush comes in so handy for the for the columns because it's just wide enough to get right into the columns and also the spot where the Y pods fit into. If it's perfectly into there and cleans just nicely. I'm getting all in the nooks and crannies here. I
basically go in one end, in the other end, and in the area where the Y pod sits. And I'm going through the third column right now, it looks like, and I'm cleaning everything. I tried to show, getting the camera as close as I can to kind of show you how I'm doing it, but this hyperlapse is on real speed mode. Like it's really fast, but I hope you can see in there some of the columns were clean, like 90% clean, and some parts of the columns were like I didn't even do this, so I was shocked. But I just continue on here, and oh, here now I'm getting into the third column. So that was the second column. This is the third column that I'm cleaning, and as you can see, some roots buildup was on that one, and yeah, you can't really see that much. I think if there were anything that was like truly built up really bad, I tried to put it in the camera. After a while, my arms were getting really tired though, and I kept bumping the camera because I was like leaning in an awkward way. While, oh, there, see all that buildup from roots? That's what happens. I'll tell you at the end of the video, but that's what happens when you don't do what the care instructions tell you to do. So here I am just agitating it, taking everything out of the tub and laying it to the side. And pretty much I dump the vinegar, water solution mixture, whatever, out into the dirt and take everything into the house. Next step, now this is like super deep clean, because after most people will be done, they might rinse it a little bit with water, but I put it in the dishwasher because that's what I did the first time. That's what the care instructions said you can do, and that's what I wanted to do because I wanted those things spotless. And I'm showing you here, some of them were spotless. A couple of them, maybe like 2 of the Y pods I missed. So I kind of just cleaned them right after with the Dremel. Here I am connecting everything back and putting it together. Oh, I'm showing you a bend in the tubing from, I guess, however it was cramped up for a couple of days. I'm showing you there some of that buildup didn't get out, which, I'll talk about that in I'm showing you the end connector because I totally forgot that was there. That was the one that when I tried to take it off, it just stayed connected to the tube. But anyway, here I am drilling everything back in with the screw. I misplaced one of the screws, but it was right on the table. I put everything back. I'm showing you that the thing is empty, and I filled it up with a teeny bit of water because my plan was to rinse the tubing once.
Okay, now that was a lot, okay? Because I soaked it, and let me tell you guys, actually, if you saw in the video and I, told you about this, I end up actually doing this a couple of days later because my tools were dead and it was running late and I had to charge everything, and I was like, you know what? I'm not going to end up soaking it overnight. I'm going to have to do this in a couple of days. So it was about 5 or so days that it was soaking in the vinegar. But y'all, I got tips for you, okay? 2 main tips that I realized right off the bat that helped me tremendously is, my water pump broke. It has a short. It's not exactly dead, but it does have a short. And I think I actually caused that because I filled the tank up too high, and I think I shorted it out, like the little wires under there. But that's another story. Anyways, I didn't have any plants in my unit because I ate them all, right? So that worked out perfectly because the first time I did the deep clean, I was new to this. I wanted to keep all my plants growing. I laid them out on the table. It was a mess, okay? This time, not having plants in the unit made that part go by so fast, okay? The second major tip is that I bought one of those big old, I think it was like a 45-gallon tub. Like, it looks like a storage tub, basically. It's a storage tub, one with the little wheels, which helped me in the end, because when I had to go dump the little water vinegar mixture out, those wheels saved me, okay? But yes, those are the top 2 things I would recommend in cleaning or doing the deep clean for your garden unit. Have your plants done. Like, do whatever you got to do to eat up them plants, because at the 6-month mark, most of your things will be kind of towards this end of life. Kale, shoot, I got kale still going strong, and it's been a year, okay? So kale is pretty hardy, but all them other lettuces and stuff that you have in there, they kind of, wind down, and you will have put in new Y cubes and things like that. But get it to where you time it that when you're about to do your deep clean, you have cut all them bad boys back and eaten all your lettuce, your herbs, your whatever the case may be. Get it down to as minimal as possible. That will save you a ton of time. Having empty to none Y cubes, and getting a tub where you can dump everything in and soak it at the same time. Those are the 2 major tips I have for you. Now, I'm going to look at my list because I wrote some other things down. Why I think it didn't go as smoothly as it could have on the back end after the soak and everything. And I'm like, I ain't going to have to do nothing. When I open this tub, it's going to be white, spotless. Nothing. No, that's not what happened. Okay. The reason for that is my pump broke. So I don't really know when my pump broke, because I think I was working overnight shifts in the emergency department, and I believe by the time I caught on that the pump was broken, I had already, eaten all the salad I could take, I had cut everything back. So luckily, not too much suffered from that, but the tank, the columns were dried out, and I think in the soaking process or whatever, things were just too dried onto that I did have to use the Dremel and the Ryobi to actually like power clean wash them things, because that the little root. Oh, and that's another thing. Trim your plants routinely. I have a secret to tell. I was not trimming my plants' roots. Like, it recommends in the care manual or whatever instruction kit for the garden, you want to trim your plant's roots monthly. Some of the roots don't grow that fast or that long that quickly, but some of them, like tot soy, Swiss chard, I'm blanking right now, but some of them, like, literally, they're trying to take over your whole column. And people like me who were not doing the monthly trim, that is what is going to cause more buildup in your unit. So that's another tip. 2 more tips on the back end for after you do the little soak. Trim your plants monthly and you won't have that much buildup. April. And B, don't let your unit dry out. Now, this is a problem that is likely not going to happen to you, because for the most part, your water pump is not going to give out on you. For one, I said, I think I totally caused that, because like I said, one day I completely was not paying attention. You guys know I fill up my tank when I do my refresh. I fill up my tank with the 2-gallon, it's like a dispenser jug, a glass dispenser jug. And I don't know what I was doing, but I was not paying attention, okay? And thankfully, when I did look over there, it was only right above the max fill line, because there's like a little dip in the thing, and it says max fill. It was right above that, and I was like, ooh, it's real close. I don't think it's a problem. But sure enough, I think like the week later, that's when I realized, wait a minute, I don't think this thing is getting watered. So I completely believe that was not a coincidence. I think that I accidentally shorted the water pump. But anyway, I figured that out with Gardyn's very easy troubleshooting guide that they have online. and I saw that the pump actually works. It just, it has to be tilted a certain way, and by the time you put it on the base tower, it's not tilted the way that it needs to be to not be shorted. So yeah. But anyway, in case you forgot the tips that I just outlined to make your life easier for doing your deep clean, number one, have as little to no plants slash Y cubes in your unit when it's time for the deep clean. That's gonna save you big on time. Number two, get one of those big old 45-gallon. It actually don't even need to be a 45-gallon tub. It could be a smaller one, but a big enough tub that you can dump all the column parts, all the Y cubes, well, not the Y cubes, the Y pods in there, and have them all soak at the same time. Whether you're gonna soak it for an hour, whether you're gonna soak it for a couple hours or overnight, you want all of that to be in one place, out of your hair, right? Number three, don't let the unit dry out. That way, not all that gunk and junk is going to have time to get dried on and stuck to your unit, so that when it is soaking, all that stuff will just lift away. Trust and believe, I do think that will happen, because the first time I did the deep clean, I didn't even soak it for an hour. It was probably like 10 minutes, because I did everything like, watch the video. That's how I did it. But in the fourth tip, trim your plants routinely so you will not have buildup. Trust me. Do this. I still might not make it to the monthly thing of trimming my roots, but I will at least try to go in there every 2 months or every quarter or whatever and try to trim my roots, okay? And also, as much vegetables and fruits that I'm eating now, I'm probably gonna be changing these things out so much, like it will be routine, like within my routine anyway. But I hope you love this video. I just want to let you see how easy it can be. I don't expect the no name to be as easy, because it's been a year, but that's going to be something very interesting for you and I to both find out together, because that garden is 3 months behind this in terms of age, year, how long I've had it or whatever. So what is this? June, July, August, September. September will be 1 year that I have owned or whatever my second Gardyn 1.0 hydroponic system that I now affectionately, since my last video last week, call No Name. So No Name will be getting a deep clean in September. I'm gonna have to time that because there's a lot going on in September, but that's not the point. I will be doing a deep clean for that one to show you a comparison of what happens when you don't do the deep clean for a whole year and you don't trim your roots. So that's going to be really interesting for me to find out, and you to watch. It might be funny. But anyway, stay tuned for that. If you like this video, please hit that like button, hit the subscribe button. If you're interested in having your own garden, owning your own beautiful garden to table situation so that you can live a more healthy life, eat fresh lettuce, herbs, vegetables, fruits, please look at the information in the description box below. You can get a discount on a Gardyn 2.0. You can get a Gardyn 1.0 discount, but those are running out fast. I will let you know when there are no more of those. But either way, in the description box, there are discount codes that you can use if you want to purchase your very own and start your healthy eating and living, okay? If you know anybody who is into gardening, wants to eat healthier, be healthier, share this video with them as well. If you are a gardener, or if you have any tips about gardening, or you just want to chill out in the comment section, leave something in the comment section below. As always, thank you for sharing this wonderful Wednesday with me. Be blessed and stay healthy.